I wanna quit my job and just sail on. Fresh trim sails and gleaming teak.
So Tish, here we are again. I thought it was about time we resurrect our video series. So we've been sitting in San Carlos, Sonora for 8 weeks, you tell me. It's
most of 8 weeks, yeah. A little bit of a move from there, but back, but yeah, 8 weeks.
So now we're headed out to sea on a calm day with just enough wind to sail.
Yeah, it's pretty magical because the seas are flat and we're sailing about 5 knots and the winds are about 15 knots, so it's pretty idyllic.
So the wind gods are smiling on us.
For a change. We've done a lot of motoring this year.
Yeah, so anyway, we're going to go to Punta something that sounds like mosquito, which I can't pronounce.
Punta Chavato, I think.
That's the other one.
Oh, well then I don't know what it's called then.
Okay.
We're going somewhere.
We're not sure where we're going, but that's happened to us before. So anyway, this is the start of a series. We've got 6 weeks before we end up back in Banderas Bay, when we all get excited and go on vacation from this hard work we do every day. Okay.
Okay, well.
That'll do us, right?
Yep, that'll work for now. We'll see what we can find on the other side of the Sea of Cortez.
Okay. Bye.
Adios.
I'm ready for the green flash. Are you ready for the green flash? Nothing but the moon for company. It can be pretty quiet out here at night. I do have a few flickering screens, a few red lights. But basically there's no wind tonight and we're still plodding along with the sails up, doing all of 2.5 knots and just enjoying the moonlight. Bit of water splashing, not much else going on. Oh well, I guess it could be the other way around. Could be blowing 30 knots and trying to keep it all together. Letitia's downstairs having a bit of a snore. You probably can't hear her, but she sounds happy. Anyway, I guess we'll get on with it. Well, here we are arriving at Punta Mezquitito, as some would say it. Took us about 18 hours. Most of it was pretty nice. Oh, look at that, there's a boat already in our anchorage. Oh well, wasn't really our anchorage. So there's an airstrip in behind here. Little town here was founded by some enterprising Americans apparently who wanted to fly in and out. There's a couple of hangars in here. Very exciting place. So here we are in the middle of the desert in Mexico and there's an airstrip. I don't know whether it's progressing or not, but here's a hangar and a bunch of storage lockers perhaps. And if we swing around here, there's a sign that says keep out, aircraft operations. And this is looking up the airstrip. And at the other end there's another strip. Don't know if you can see the windsock down there, but there's another strip that runs off at about 45 degrees to this one. I don't know about you, but after a long flight from the California or Arizona or somewhere in the US, the one thing I'd like to do when I arrived at my beach house in the desert is have a quick round of golf. And fortunately right here we have, I don't know how many holes it is, I can see 3 or 4 flags off in the desert, but that's a putting green if ever I saw one. So the desert here is pretty dry, but there's always an oasis to be found if you look hard enough. And just dead ahead, looming up out of the desert bushes, is a restaurant and bar. I think we've made it. So I don't know what hole this is over here, but every good golf course needs to have this hole that's here. I'm not good at Spanish, but I'm pretty sure this says 19th hole. Maybe someone did die out here after all. Buzzards circling. One really nice thing about Mexico, everything is for sale. And if you look at this place, it's called the Casa Twins. And so me and Letitia were looking at this as maybe a possible place when we finish our boating. Maybe somewhere like this would suit us. So this place is called Casa Twins, and this half looks really extensive, and we might need the best of the Mexican prices to be able to afford it, but the other half of the Casa Twins I think we could probably just about swing if we didn't eat too much for a while. This looks more like us. A little bit of reno work required, but not beyond us. And a beautiful established garden with trees. Awful lot of pelicans around here, and at this time of year apparently there's a lot of sardines, and the pelicans just keep feeding and feeding. But as we get close, I guess it's time to go somewhere else. Not very far for some of them, but
Guess we disturbed the mob. So here we are on Friday lunchtime, and you're doing something different for a change.
yeah, I'm watching the radar instead of eating my lunch.
Well, you're eating something different for a change.
Yeah, cauliflower rice. It's not the same as good old brown rice, but it's not too bad with fish.
It's disguised. It's the only way you'll eat it, at cauliflower.
Well, the fish, while not big, were pretty tasty, pretty fresh.
And fairly bone-free.
Not to be confused with the less commonly eaten bonefish that we've tried to eat through before.
And why do we think that we've got grunter fish? What confirmed that for us?
So, I've only ever caught a few grunter, probably in Australia, I guess. But the grunter make quite a grunting noise. So when you're laying in your boat late at night and you hear things grunting, it's not because there's a pig routing around outside your boat.
Or a cane toad hopping by.
Which they do sound a bit like toads. It's probably a grunter down on the bottom trying to attract a mate somewhere.
Well, was it any good?
Well, I'm not quite finished yet, but the skeleton pulled free and left the skin and the majority of the fish to be bone free.
So, fishing again tonight?
Oh, well, maybe. It's a hard life out here.
Yeah, I know. We're really struggling, hey?
Yeah, we're only fishing in about 5 metres of water. We're about a quarter of a mile off the beach, and the locals were here just before the local Mexican guys with a hooker unit, and we're probably diving for shell. So if you decide you want some shell, I can hook a set of tanks up for you.
Well, I might pass this time, but the fun continues in the Bay of Concepcion.
Well, I guess that's good.